Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Sportsnet LA presents the Dodgers as they take on the Boston Red Sox. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium, Game 2 of the 3-game series with Boston. Last night, the Red Sox beat the Dodgers 9-0, shocking the Dodgers and the city of Los Angeles. However, it should not have come as a surprise. For the Red Sox, that is the 19th time this year they've scored at least 9 runs or more in a ball game, and so it was just another big runaway for the Red Sox. And in today's game, the Boston Red Sox will have David Ortiz playing first base. First time that he's played, actually, since August the 30th last year at Citi Field in New York. Each team trails by 2. Baltimore in front of the Red Sox and San Francisco in front of the Dodgers. And talking about the Giants, they're in Washington. Matt Cain 3-6 against Steven Strasburg 15-1. Today it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez, who pitches left-handed but is a natural right-hander. Broke his right arm when he was about 7 or 8. He'll go up against Ross Stripling. And tomorrow it will be David Price and Rich Hill. Rich Hill for the Dodgers, born in Boston. We'll come right back with the ball game right after this. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by HBO. Hard Knocks training camp with the Los Angeles Rams, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Kicking off August 9th on HBO. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Saturday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. We're at Dodger Stadium for Game 2 of the 3-game series with the Red Sox. Boston having won 60 games, and today they will play David Ortiz, not as the DH. This is a National League park. He will actually play first base for the first time since August 30th of last year. Here's John Farrell's lineup. Mookie Betts in right field. Brock Holt at second. Dustin Pedroia fouled a pitch off his leg last night. Could not get back in the lineup today. Xander Bogaerts at short, and David Ortiz hits cleanup at first. Jackie Bradley Jr. is in center field. Sandy Leone, the catcher. Travis Shaw, Jeff's young son, he's at third base. Andrew Benintendi will be in left field, and Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ross Stripling, up and down with the Dodgers. First start since the middle of May against the Angels. He's made 8 starts, an overall record of 2-3. ERA is a little over 4. He's allowed 3 home runs. His victory came in the daytime, where he pitches particularly well. His earned run average in the day, 1.7. Well, he'll be severely tested by the Red Sox, and especially the B-boys. That would be Betts, Bogaerts, and Bradley. Mookie Betts, who has 59 extra base hits as a leadoff man. He's number 1. Matt Carpenter, Ian Kinsler well behind him. Betts is the second among all major leaguers, second only to his teammate David Ortiz, who has 62 extra base hits. Betts in last night's game led off, had 2 singles and a home run, and Mookie takes off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. I love his full name, Marcus Lynn Betts. The initials MLB, just like Major League Baseball. 1-0 pitch on the way. A shot off the leg of Sterling. Goes on out into shallow right center. Betts makes a turn and holds on with a single. So Mookie Betts bangs one literally and figuratively off the leg of Ross Stripling. And just like that, the Red Sox have a runner. Remember, the Red Sox have scored 593 runs. To put that in perspective, the Dodgers, having played the same number of games, have 473. So that's 120 runs more than the Dodgers have hit all year. So Betts gets a base hit, and now here is Holt. Throw to first, and Betts diving back to the bag. Another thing that Betts does very well, he has stolen 17 out of 20. So the B-boys can really sting, and Betts opened up with his base hit. So Holt, waiting, came in late to play left field last night, and playing second base with Dustin Pedroia down. Takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Brock Wyatt Holt. Sounds like a name out of a Western. Well, that fitted. He's from Fort Worth, Texas. 0-1 the count. Not a big man, 5'10", maybe 165, and he bangs one into center for a base hit. Betts makes a turn and holds on. So here come the Sox again. They had 10 hits and 9 runs last night, and the first 2 hitters come up and have base hits. The Dodgers, Gonzalez and Kendrick, Seager and Turner, Van Slyke, Hernandez and Reddick in the outfield. A.J. Ellis behind the plate. First and second, nobody out. Here's another B-boy, and that would be Bogaerts. And another power hitter. He has 14 home runs, 67 RBIs, third in the American League, hitting .320. So 2 on, nobody out. Bogaerts, right-hand batter, takes a pitch on the outside corner, and the count 0-1. So Stripling abused immediately, and Bogaerts, who usually will rip at that first pitch if it's a strike, hitting .414 on the first pitch. If the count gets to 1-1, he's hitting .444. 2 on, nobody out. Stripling at the belt, looks back at second. Now the pitch is swung on, lifted foul off first. Gonzalez coming over to take a look, but no play. Well back in a good half a dozen rows. No balls and 2 strikes the count. Ruben Amaro and the first base umpire, Gary Cederstrom, had a few words, nice words, as Cederstrom tried to get out of Gonzalez's way. And then Amaro got a few teasing words in. 0-2 the count to Bogaerts. On deck, Big Papi David Ortiz. Strike 2 pitch coming up. Bogaerts looks at a slider way off the plate. and the count 1-2 strikes. Xander Bogaerts, another of the wonderful young players the Sox have come up with. The 1-2 pitch, instead Bogaerts backs out. He's from Aruba, and a baseball scout barely if ever goes to Aruba. And when that scout did arrive, he was in bed. He had chicken pox and 102 fever. Crawled out of bed, went to the tryout, and impressed. He takes a pitch low, and the count 2-2 strikes. Out of nowhere, he was so impressive, even though he had the chicken pox and a fever. They looked at him and immediately offered him a $410,000 contract. 2-2 the count. Bogaerts 6'3" and a good 200 pounds. 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on, fouled away off to the right, out of play. Curacao and Aruba are like family. Anybody from one feels the same about somebody else. So if you were talking to Bogaerts, and he'd probably talk about Kenley Jansen and other fellas from Curacao. He made his major league debut in 2013, helped the Red Sox win a championship, and he was a huge hero in Aruba. Now the 2-2 pitch coming up. Fastball, little fly ball down the right field line, might be trouble, and it's gonna land foul. So the Dodgers dodge a bullet. It didn't appear to be catchable. Reddick was too far away. Kendrick and Gonzalez couldn't get under it, but the ball peeled off foul. So 2-2 the count to Xander Bogaerts. One of the things that Bogaerts did, despite the chicken pox and the fever, one of the pitches, he hit a ball that sailed out of the ballpark and smashed a window of a house across the street. And that opened up the scout's eyes and opened up his career. All right, Stripling gave up hits to Betts and Holt. Now the 2-2 pitch coming up. Ross ready and delivers, and it is swung on and missed. Looked like a big overhand curveball, and down goes Bogaerts. And now the spotlight. Center stage. David Ortiz getting an ovation, a standing ovation from many of the fans here, in tribute not just to his baseball excellence, his magnificent career, but he is also a wonderful philanthropist, taking care of sick children here in the Dominican, Boston, you name it. Well, David Americo is his middle name, and that's a pretty good middle name for his adopted country. He's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican. 311 with 25 home runs, 87 runs batted in. Stripling looks at the runners and then backs off the rubber. For Stripling, rushed in the reach when Bud Norris went down, facing Ortiz, who has had only 3 career at-bats here, and he is 0 for 3 here in Los Angeles. Stripling's first pitch taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. Ortiz took ground balls last night and is starting today. Last time he actually played, August 30th last year at Citi Field in New York. He has not hit at all of late. He's been struggling. Here's the strike one pitch. Ortiz takes low. He is 6'4", 230 pounds. He will be 41 years old the 18th of November. 2005, he was second to A-Rod in the American League MVP. 2013, he was the World Series MVP. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Stripling ready. Ross delivers. Fastball. Hard ground ball. Smothered at second base. The throw in time for the out. Big play by Howie Kendrick. With the infield loaded up on the right side, Kendrick still had to make a diving, smothering stop to get Ortiz. It looked like a high fastball, and he whacked it, and Kendrick made a run-saving play. Otherwise, Betts would have scored. So a big play, 4-3. Runners move up to second and third, and Jackie Bradley Jr. will check in. Left-hand batter. And Bradley, one of the B-boys, has very impressive numbers. He's 26 years old. Betts and Bogart are 23. Stripling ready, and the pitch high and inside, ball one. Interesting, too, Betts and Bogart were born about 6 days apart. At 23, Bradley is 26, 17 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Jackie, a dazzling center fielder. 1-0 pitch on the way, taken off the plate. So with first base open, a 2-ball, no-strike count. Stripling fortunate, a splendid play by Howie Kendrick. Bradley in last night's game finally had a base hit in the 8th inning. The 2-0 pitch coming up. Stripling at the belt. Ross delivers, and the pitch is low, ball 3. On deck is Sandy Leon, the switch-hitting catcher who had a big night last night. So 3-0 the count to Bradley Jr. He always wants that junior tagged in honor of his father. 3-0 pitch coming up, and that is in for a strike. In fact, he's the only player I know of that has the junior on his shirt. So Bradley Jr. wearing number 25 at the plate. 3-1 count with 2 down. First base open. Stripling at the belt. The 3-1 pitch is taken inside, ball 4. So bases loaded with 2 out. Sandy Leon coming up. The switch hitting catcher last night had a scoring fly ball in the 2nd inning, a 2-run home run in the 4th, and a base hit to drive in another in the 8th. The 4 RBIs last night. He now has 20, and the bases are loaded. They have Betts at third, Holt at second, Bradley Jr. at first. Stripling trying to get out of the mess. The right-hander ready and delivers, and it's fouled away. 0-1. Leon, stocky catcher and switch hitter. Boy, you can get a catcher who can handle a knuckleball as he did last night and switch hit. You have yourself a prize. He originally signed with the Washington Nationals in 2007. Leon hitting .462 with his home run against Kazmir against left-handers, .324 against right-handers. Fastball swung on, high fly ball hooking down the line, going foul, and well back into the crowd. 0-2 the count to Sandy David Leon from Maracaibo, 5'11", 220. 27 years old. So Leon has been very impressive with 2 out. It's a no-ball, 2-strike count, so that'll really test him. Bases loaded, no score, first inning. Stripling saved by Kendrick so far, and the next pitch low and inside. A good save by A.J. Ellis that might very well have gone to the backstop. So Kendrick making a diving, smothering stop on the grass to take a hit away and a run from scoring. Nice backhand save by Ellis. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Stripling at the belt. Ross making 23 pitches, and he's in the dirt. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, and 3 on. Betts at third, Holt at second, and Bradley Jr. at first. Of course, for Roberts, who at one time wore the Red Sox uniform with pride and distinction, trying to avoid a bombshell here in the first inning. 2-2 to Leon. Stripling at the belt again. Here he comes, and it's low. So he's gone as far as he can go. He was saved by Kendrick. A run would have scored. He got a big out with Ortiz. Now after the walk to Bradley, he can't go any further. 2 down, bases loaded, 3-2 the count. Runners at the ready, and Leon waiting at the plate. 3-2 pitch coming up. Runners go. Stripling a little nubber back to the right side of the mound. Easy play to first, and Stripling is out of the inning. It took a great play by Howie Kendrick on the ball hit by David Ortiz. It looked like a base hit despite the 3 men on that side, but on his knees, Kendrick throws out Big Papi, and the Dodgers dodge a bomb. At the end of half an inning, no score. First inning, so we go bottom of the first, no score. Here's the Dodger lineup as written out by Dave Roberts. Howie Kendrick at second base, Corey Seager at short, Justin Turner at third, Adrian Gonzalez at first, Kike Hernandez in center, Josh Reddick in right, Scott Van Slyke in left, A.J. Ellis the catcher, Ross Stripling, who made 25 pitches, the Dodger pitcher. Eduardo Rodriguez, his middle name is Jose. He's from Valencia in Venezuela. We mentioned earlier he was born right-handed. He broke his right arm when he was about 7 or 8, and with his arm in a sling, he taught himself to throw left-handed. And now here he is in the big leagues, a left-hand pitcher. 6'2", 200 pounds, working on Kendrick, hitting .266, but .310 against left-hand pitching. The next pitch is off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Eduardo Jose Rodriguez, signed by the Orioles in 2010 and eventually came over to the Red Sox, wrecked his knee. That slowed him up, but he is back now and healthy. 2-0 pitch on the way, swung on and fouled away, and the count 2-1. The Howie Kendrick followed by Corey Seager and then Justin Turner. Red Sox pitching has certainly not kept up with the hitting. It has really been a problem. 2-1 pitch is hit down the right field line, foul, and the count 2-2. Since July the 9th, however, the Red Sox staff is suddenly 5th in the major leagues with an ERA of 3.2. So that's all they need with all their hitting to get a pitching staff that can get the job done. 2-2 pitch on the way. Soft line drive speared by Ortiz. Actually, it looked like David was starting to go towards the bag. And the line drive just as he went to his left, and then he went leaping in the air to make the catch. So he misjudged the ball, but he caught it, and that's the important thing. 1 away. A line drive, and remember now, he hasn't played, by play meaning a position, since August 30th at Citi Field in New York. Seager holds up on a pitch low. 1 ball and no strikes, the count. Corey hitting .303, 30 doubles, 19 home runs, and 51 runs batted in. Rodriguez works quickly, a little slider hit off the end of the bat to third. Shaw makes the play. Mentioning a little ground ball off a slider. Rodriguez at one time decided he wasn't going to throw a slider. Not at all. Well, by not at all, it was down to maybe 8%, but he got so that he didn't want to throw it. Now, having been back down to Pawtucket and brought back up, he throws the slider at least 30% of the time. 2 down, and Justin Turner checks in. Justin hitting .275, has had an extra base hit 6 straight games. Rodriguez ready. First pitch, fastball on the inside corner for a strike. Hit the fastball at 94. He's actually been clocked even higher than that. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. A sinking fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. The changeup has become a very important pitch for him. He'll throw it at any time. 1-1 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. High fastball. Turner loves that pitch, but usually if you go up the ladder with him and get it up around the shoulders, he'll go after it and come up empty. 1-2 the count to Justin Turner. Last year, Rodriguez certainly showed promise. His last 7 starts, he was 4-1 and an earned run average of 2. But he is young, very young, just turned 23. So Eduardo Jose Rodriguez from Valencia, Venezuela. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Turner jam, fouls it back. Apparently a nice catch in the stands. Someone getting a round of applause. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. No score. Bases loaded for the Red Sox in the first inning, but they could not come up with the key hit. They thought they had the key hit by David Ortiz, but Howie Kendrick made a great play. 2-2 to Turner. Rodriguez into the windup. Left-handed delivers low. Ball 3. Did you ever try to throw with the other arm? I mean, if you're right-handed, try to throw left-handed. If you're left-handed, try to throw right-handed. If you realize how awkward and difficult it is, you realize the accomplishment that this young left-hander made. 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled back. He was climbing, as 7 or 8-year-olds are wont to do, and fell off, breaking his right arm. And being 7 or 8, undaunted, with the right arm in a sling, he decided to learn how to throw. And it's a miracle. Throw, yes, but pitch, wow. 3-2, and Turner waves at a high fastball out of the strike zone, and down he goes. So Rodriguez walks off, and at the end of an inning, the Dodgers and the Red Sox, no score. in the ball game, Travis Shaw, followed by Andrew Bennington, and then the pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez. Nice story about Travis Shaw. The day that he was born, his father made his big league debut with the Cleveland Indians later that month. Travis bunts up along third, and the ball goes foul. Good idea with the right side of the infield loaded up. Justin Turner all alone on the left side. Anyway, Travis Shaw's father, Jeff, played for several big league clubs, including the Dodgers. His dad was a very, very pleasant man. Although we don't know Travis today, we did remember him as a little guy when his dad was here. Strike one pitch. Travis swings, doesn't get it, and the count 0-2. Went to Kent State University. Lives in Washington Courthouse in Ohio. Shaw, drafted by the Red Sox in the 9th round, takes over his head, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Travis is big, 6'4", 235. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed again, going after pitches up around the shoulders. So he belongs kind of like Justin Turner chasing that pitch. So Shaw strikes out. That's strikeout number 2. And now Andrew Bennington. You talk about a team's faith in a young ball player. And for the Red Sox, Andrew Bennington is remarkable. First pitch to him in for a strike. He's a long left-hand batter. Went to school at the University of Arkansas, and they signed him last year. Strike one pitch, chopper up the middle. That's going to go scooped up by Seager to throw him out. Corey Seager takes up base hit away for sure, ranging behind second base. Kendrick, racing the other way, went down on one knee, and now Howie slowly getting up. Howie was diving at an imaginary ball. In other words, Seager was able to spear it and throw, and there's Howie with a glove full of grass. And we have 2 down. Here's Rodriguez, the pitcher, and takes ball 1. Rodriguez does not have an at-bat. 0 for 2 in his career up against the National League. Takes another strike. Eduardo is 6'2", so he gives you a pretty good strike zone. 1-1 pitch on the way. That's in for a strike. 1-2. So Stripling out of a mess in the first inning. Now trying to make it a 1-2-3 inning in the second. And the 1-2 pitch, Rodriguez takes. Strike 3 called, and that will be that. 3 strikeouts for Ross Stripling. Sox go down, and at the end of an inning and a half, no score. We can check the Red Sox defensively as we look at Big Papi at first base, Ortiz and Holt on the right side, Bogarts and Shaw on the left, Benintendi in left, Bradley Jr. in center, and Betts in right, Leon the catcher, and Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound. Meanwhile, everybody's friend, David Ortiz at first, robbed of a hit in the first inning, or the Red Sox would have scored. Took a diving stop by Howie Kendrick to take an RBI base hit away from him. So Adrian Gonzalez, followed by Kike Hernandez, and then Josh Reddick. Rodriguez into the windup, and the first pitch on the inside corner at the knees for a strike. 0-1. The Red Sox are a little late in loading up, but they tell Shaw to get over there now. So Bogarts all alone on the left side. Strike one pitch on the way, rolled foul. A couple of years ago, back in 2013, one book was easy to read about Rodriguez. He just doesn't pitch inside. On the contrary, mostly pitching outside corner to all hitters, left or right. Well, he has changed since 2013. Next pitch is foul back, though it's still 0-2. In 2015, Rodriguez became a first pitcher. Note, first pitcher in modern Major League history to go 7 innings in his first 2 starts, allowing as few as 3 hits and 1 earned run. He's in the dirt with the next pitch and the count 1-2. And Rodriguez also the first since 1920 to have at least 7 strikeouts, allowing 3 hits or fewer in his first 2 starts. So they know he's good. Like a gold mine, they are digging and waiting to really hit the major load. The next pitch is low. 2-2, the count to Adrian. Gonzalez, Hernandez, and Reddick. Light breeze blowing from left to right. 2-2 pitch on the way is swung on, a one-hopper through into left field. Bogarts all alone over there, couldn't go back to get it. So Gonzalez defeats the shift by going the other way. And of course, you always think when you see a shift, if you're a baseball fan and even a little bit of a historian, and especially with the Red Sox, when you see the shift, you think of the great Ted Williams. Williams, the last man to hit over 400 way back in 1941, just as we were entering into World War II. All right, a runner at first, nobody out, and the first pitch to Hernandez, a strike, outside part of the plate. Kike got into the game last night as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and single to right. 5 home runs, 12 runs batted in. Strike one pitch on the way, another fastball, but he misses, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. No score, bottom of the 2nd inning. Eduardo, a high set, almost at his face, comes back with a fastball whacked into left field, base hit. Benintendi gets it back in. So the Dodgers in the 2nd inning, back-to-back singles by Gonzalez and Hernandez, and that'll bring up Josh Reddick, looking for his first hit as a Dodger. Reddick 0 for 12, and of course you know you're trying too hard, trying to impress that you belong with the club you've been traded to. Hit a couple of balls hard for outs in Colorado. Last night hit a long fly ball out with a runner at second in the 1st inning. 2 on. Reddick, who has had troubles against left-handers. And the first pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Rodriguez, as of July 20th last year, in his minor league career, over 500 innings, he allowed only 22 home runs. Here's the strike one pitch on the way. And that's swung on, hit in the air to center. Waiting for it is Bradley Jr. And the runners hold. So Reddick, a fly ball. And the batter now will be Scott Van Slyke. Dodger outfield today. Van Slyke in left, Reddick in right, and Kike Hernandez in center. So here's Van Slyke, gives you a good job at first and in the outfield. Van Slyke hitting 1 home run, 7 RBIs, hitting about 30 points higher from 224 to 257 against left-hand pitching. Rodriguez ready, delivers, fastball strike, 0-1. Rodriguez began the year on the DL with a dislocated right kneecap. He was on from April 3 through May 31st. Strike one, fastball is inside, 1-1 the count. He also had a knee injury in 2014. So Van Slyke up there, 2 on, 1 out, second inning, no score. Rodriguez again ready, and the 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 1-2, pretty good fastball down. His 4-seamer, that was the 2-seamer, kind of a sinker. His 4-seamer, he's been clocked as high as 97. And you know that scouting scale, 20 to 80, they list his changeup as a solid 60. 1-2 pitch coming up. Swung on, line drive down the left field line, foul, and Scotty will need a new bat. Celery stalks at 143. Though Van Slyke with a new bat heading back to home plate. 1-2 the count. Leon out to the mound to talk to Rodriguez. His slider, the pitch that he quit on and then came back with. That slider goes anywhere from 83 to 86. So he turned his back on it for a while. Last year, he used the slider about 13% of the time. All right, Van Slyke with a new bat. Two on, first and second, 1 out. And the 1-2 pitch with A.J. Ellis on deck. It swung on and missed. High fastball at 93. That might have been up and out of the zone. So we've seen several of those pitches
number 17,
chased and missed.
A.J. Ellis.
So second strikeout for Rodriguez. And A.J. Ellis coming up, 2 on and 2 out. A.J. hitting .205, but in the last 3 games he played, he's 4 for 10. A.J. waiting. Rodriguez a high set, keeps moving that right leg. Now to the plate and misses inside, ball 1. Sooner or later, I wouldn't be surprised if they will call balks on Rodriguez. He goes into a stretch and then there's an extra movement with his right leg. Keeps pumping that foot up and down. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. That's taken very high, ball 2. The pitcher, Ross Stripling, is on deck. So in the inning, Gonzalez single to left. Hernandez single to left. Reddick a fly ball to center. Van Slyke strikes out. And here's A.J. working on a 2-0 count. Left-handed delivers, and this one is low. 3-0 the count. Ellis with a home run, 11 runs batted in. Has walked more than he has struck out, so he has a pretty good eye of the zone. We'll see if that means they're going to let him swing 3-0. Runners take their leads. Rodriguez ready, 3-0 pitch taken for a strike. Rodriguez sees Ellis start to go to first base on ball 4, though A.J. doesn't see things quite right. Chris Whitten, the plate umpire.
3-1 the count. Whitson has served professionally as an umpire since 2005. He lives in Ohio. Here's the 3-1 pitch coming up. Rodriguez delivered, line drive to left field, racing over the plate on a hop is Benintendi. Scoring is Adrian Gonzalez, and the Dodgers take a lead on a base hit by A.J. Ellis. So 3 singles to left field, and of course for Rodriguez to let the number 8 hitter go that deep in the count, 3-1, and then Ellis cashes it in. So 1-0 Dodgers, and now here's Ross Stripling, still 2 men on with 2 out. Rodriguez, another high set, now comes to the plate, fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Stripling 1 for 13. 1 minute with the Dodgers, next minute down, then back up again, and here he is. Strike 1 pitch coming up. Left-hander's fastball down and away. In looking at Rodriguez to check walks and strikeouts, he had walked 20 while striking out 42. So 2-1. Here's his 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball for a strike. 1-2 the count. So Adrian Gonzalez, first a clever base hit to left with the right side loaded up, and then scoring from second on a base hit by A.J. Ellis. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Nope. Foul tip. Spinning out of the glove of Leon. So Ross Stripling is still there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Stripling, born in Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. Lives in Texas. And the 1-2 pitch coming up. Rodriguez ready, left-handed delivers, swung on and missed. High fastball. So 2 base hits and then an RBI single by Ellis. The Dodgers lead 1-0, and hello darling, enjoying the sunshine along with mom and dad and an older sister. Ah yes, what a way to spend the day. Your mom would just let you sit and relax, but no. Kendrick bobblehead Tuesday, Dodgers and Phillies. The Kendrick bobbleheads will be available to the first 40,000 fans in attendance, courtesy of Farmer John. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotion. Dodgers take a 1-0 lead into the third inning. Mitch Poole's showcase of all the bobbleheads. Remarkable collection. Well, here's Mookie Betts. Single to open up the game and takes ball one, 1-0. He is not named by Mookie Wilson's memory, not at all. His parents were fond of a former NBA player named Mookie Blaylock. The 1-0 pitch in for a strike, 1-1. Mookie was going to go to the University of Tennessee. Then he got a Red Sox bonus of $750,000 and concentrated on the sport. He takes low. Dodgers load up the left side. Gonzalez all alone on the right. 2-1 to Mookie Betts. Mookie, 23 years old. He'll be 24 in October. Punches one to the wide open spaces on the right side. So he's not only a very good player, he is a very smart player. And Betts is 2 for 2.
Number 12, Brock Holt.
The Brock Holt's coming up. Mookie Betts' mom was not only a softball player, and she had a lot to do with him growing up. She was also a terrific bowler. How terrific? Well, she bowled at 9:30 at night, went into labor at 11 o'clock after bowling, and delivered Mookie Betts almost immediately. And would you believe, he is a terrific bowler. Meanwhile, the pitch to Holt, foul back, and the count 0-1. Brock Holt, with a middle name of Wyatt. Dodgers have exactly 2 cycles since Robinson and Hodges. It would be Wes Parker and Orlando Hudson. 2 in all those years. Foul ball off to the left. Red Sox have only had 2 in the last 20 years, and Brock Holt has 1 of them. Of course, before that, the Red Sox cycles: Lynn, Evans, Yastrzemski, Dorr, Williams, Cronin, and Speaker. Stripling with Betts at first. He has to worry about him and goes over there. Of course, Betts has to worry too. He's never seen Stripling before, so he's not quite sure how to gauge him yet. Brock Holt out of Fort Worth. Left-hand batter, throws right-handed. Strike 2 pitch on the way, and there goes Betts, and the pitch is foul back. So Mookie had a pretty good jump, but Holt fouled it off. Brock is listed at 5'10", but there are a lot of people who say he might be 5'9". There's even a debate. Some people think he might be 5'8". But whatever size he is, he gets the most out of it. They tell me he's a good guitar player and a fine singer. 0-2 to Brock Wyatt Holt. Next pitch off the plate, Mookie holding. Holt holding down second base. Dustin Pedroia out with a sore leg. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and Holt pulls it on the ground. Nice pick by Kendrick to get a force. The throw to first is late. Boy, what a wonderful play. I mean, there's Kendrick playing left field day in and day out. They put him back at his old position. I guess it's just pure memory. And he flashes to glove it and turns and throws a strike to Seager to get a force play. A big league play indeed by Howie Kendrick. He's a wonder. One out. Xander Bogaerts is struck out in the first inning. Coming up. One to nothing Dodgers. Third inning. Bogaerts takes inside. Ball one. 1-0. We're talking about Bogaerts coming from Aruba, little island near Curacao. And when he had the appearance in the World Series game, he became a big star. And he got himself the first person to get a star on the Walk of Fame at a local grocery store in Aruba. He values that as much as getting one on Hollywood Boulevard. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up to Xander. He swings right through it, and the count 1-2. You would think the weather is good enough for the kids in Aruba to play every day, but he said as a child he played a maximum of 2 games a week. That's all. 1-2 pitch is taken low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. In the Dominican they play every day, and talking about the Dominican, David Ortiz on deck. 1 out. Betts at first, and raced by Holt, who now takes his place over there. 2-2 pitch on the way, pulled foul outside of third down the line. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts talking about coming from Aruba to the United States, not being able to speak English. He does know about 4 languages. Everybody over there does. 2-2 pitch, high and tight. He almost walked into that one. 3-2 the count. The 4 languages: Papiamento, Dutch, the official language. He speaks English and he learns Spanish in school as well. 3-2 the count. Stripling leading 1-0, comes back with a runner going. Ground ball up the middle. A quick feed is too late, but the throw to first is in time. So the feed from Seager to Kendrick was too late. Sliding into second is Holt, and with 2 down, David Ortiz coming up with a runner in scoring position. Nice try by Seager, but Holt's hustle brought him in there ahead of the feed. David Ortiz lost a base hit and a run batted in on a diving stop by Kendrick to throw him out. He has not been hitting well at all of late, but he almost had himself a base hit and a run, but Kendrick cut him off at the pass. So a runner at second, 2 down, 1-0 Dodgers. Red Sox left 3 in the first inning. David 0 for 4, including today, 4 at-bats here at Dodger Stadium. They have played 13 games, the Red Sox and Dodgers, over the years. Red Sox have won 8 and the Dodgers 5. Ortiz takes a strike. He hit his 500th home run September the 12th of last year. He'll hit a few more before he's finished. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. Stripling delivers down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike to David Ortiz. Big Poppy. Ortiz at Fenway hitting .353, on the road about .260. Now the 1-1 pitch straightens him up inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Ortiz has been hitting .362 with runners in scoring position. He's a very good 2-strike hitter, but the count right now is 2-1. 2-1 pitch, swung on, fly ball to left field, playable. Going back a little bit and waving his Van Slyke, still on the grass as he makes the catch. So Ortiz misses one. Watching his reaction, I think he thought he could have hit it out. No runs ahead, a man left. At the end of 2.5, 1-0 Dodgers. Favor of the Dodgers. They picked it up in the second inning. Singles by Gonzalez and Hernandez. And with 2 out, A.J. Ellis singled to drive in the run. Red Sox left the bases loaded in the first inning. So here we go in the bottom. And in the third inning, it'll be Kendrick to lead off. He had a line drive speared by Ortiz, who started to go left. And fortunately, the ball was hit on his glove side, and David made the catch. Foul ball back. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Ortiz taking a base away from Kendrick. Kendrick taking a base hit away from Ortiz. And now here they are matched up again. 1-1 pitch on the way to Howie. Foul to the screen. 1-2 the count. David Ortiz, 528 home runs in his career. Jimmy Fox hit 534, so he certainly has a chance to catch him. Mickey Mantle hit 536. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Whacked foul down the left field line. Hendrick, Seager, and Turner facing the left-hander, Eduardo Rodriguez. Rodriguez, earlier this year, before they sent him out, was having a lot of trouble. He was tipping his pitches. 1-2 pitch on the way is a one-hopper. Great stop by Holt to throw him out. Oh, what a great play by Holt to take a sure base hit away from Kendrick. Reminded you of Kendrick taking the base hit away from Ortiz. So 1 away. Marvelous play by Holt, playing for Dustin Pedroia. That's a pretty tough act to follow. So with 1 away, Seager grounded to third. It's 1-0 Dodgers, bottom of the third inning. Fastball away, ball 1. The Giants are not going to be playing till about 4:10 this afternoon. They're in Washington. Matt Cain, 3 wins, 6 losses. On the mound for Washington, here's the 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to go foul down the left field line. Steven Strasburg with a record of 15-1, and the solitary defeat administered to him in Washington by the Dodgers. Remember that schedule matchup here? Strasburg and Kershaw, and it never came to be. 1-1 the count. Rodriguez back with a pitch low and inside. 2-1 the count. Justin Turner, who struck out in the first inning, waiting on deck. Rodriguez ready. Left-handed comes back with a half swing by Seager. Kind of fooled on the pitch. That was one of those stiff arm swings where he wasn't quite sure whether he wanted to swing or not, and the momentum just carried himself through the swing. 2-2 the count. Rodriguez comes right back 2-2 in the dirt away. 3-2 the count. Eduardo Rodriguez. He was the youngest Red Sox pitcher to make his debut on the road since Roger Clemens. His 3-2 pitch coming up. Seager swings and drills it foul outside of first. The Red Sox do not list the number of pitches made by a pitcher. All right, 3-2. Next pitch is swung on and foul back. That was at 95, coming up to the plate in a hurry. Rodriguez has now made 53 pitches. Eduardo into the windup. 3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. A 94-mile-an-hour fastball. So Seager strikes out. 4 strikeouts for Rodriguez. High fastball. This one just about at the letters. Justin Turner, who went after a fastball up and struck out in the first inning. Rodriguez with a ratio of 2-1 as far as strikeouts to walks. The left-hander's first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Rodriguez just about on the third base side of the rubber. Left-hander pitches away. 1-1 the count. As you can see if you're watching on TV, just a couple of inches away from the edge, and that foot will move on the rubber. So he's right on the edge when he delivers. Fly ball to right field, coming up in a hurry. The ball was dying, and Mookie Betts is there to grab it. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3, and at the end of 3, 1-0 Dodgers. 1-0, fourth inning. Bradley had a 29-game hitting streak. Right behind him, Bogart's 26. Corey Seager had 19, and Eric Hosmer 18. If you're thinking about streaks, for Jackie Bradley Jr., 29-game streak was the longest, and he drives one, a line drive right at Reddick in right field. Denard Span also had a 29-game streak back in 2013. They're all trying to catch Andre Ethier and Dan Ugla. They had 30-game hitting streaks back in 2011. Nomar Garciaparra had a 30-game hitting streak in 1997. Anyway, one down, and here's Leon, the catcher. Leon came up with 2 out and the bases loaded and hit back to the box. After a big night last night, a letdown for him, of course. 0-1 the count. Travis Shaw on deck. On the corner again. 0-2. Stripling gave up 2 hits and a walk in the first inning. Bailed out on a great play by second baseman Howie Kendrick. 1-2 the count. Reach for that one, hits a foul ball. That'll go out of play. Oh, it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Red Sox here tomorrow at 4:10. David Price and now Brandon McCarthy will pitch tomorrow. We understand that Rich Hill, who was supposed to, played catch, and you know he's had blister problems on his hand, and up popped a blister, so he will not pitch tomorrow. Pitch low, 2-2 the count. So tomorrow, Brandon McCarthy and David Price. They're hoping that Rich will be able to pitch perhaps on Monday, but it's day to day. 2-2 the count. Off speed for ball 3, a changeup. Waiting on deck, Travis Shaw, another left-hand hitter. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and a high fly ball to right field. Still on the grass is the right fielder Reddick to make the catch for the out. 2 down. So Bradley hit it hard and lined out to right. Leon, a high towering fly ball. And now here is Travis Shaw. One nothing favor of the Dodgers. Top of the fourth. Hit late and foul. 0-1. Shaw homered last night. His smile was big enough to be seen in Washington Courthouse Square in Ohio. And he strokes one into right field. That's a base hit. Reddick over to get it. Shaw will turn and hold on a one-hopper to the shortstop Seager. So Travis Shaw, a 2-out single, and that will bring up the bonus boy, Andrew Benintendi. Benintendi, boy, you realize the pressure that is upon his young shoulders. He's 5'10", 175 pounds. At the belt is Stripling, delivers, little ground ball in the hole. That's where Kendrick is, and that's the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 3.5 innings, Dodgers 1, Red Sox nothing. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the Dodge Challenger. Test drive one at your local Dodge dealer today. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. A quick look at David Ortiz and Adrian Gonzalez. That was right after Ortiz had hit a home run back in May of 2012 in Kansas City. And presto, like that, here's Adrian in a Dodger uniform, wearing out the Red Sox. Trying to, at least. He singled, scored a run in the second inning. Eduardo Rodriguez, among other things, has a couple of tattoos. One of them is on his left arm. It's his mother's name, Magales, Magales. The E is inked backwards. I don't know why. He had her name put on his arm about 4 years ago. And then on the back, he has his name with two hands, one on each side of his name. 2-1 pitch, 2-2. Anyway, the two hands represent the hands of God, and he is asking for the Almighty to protect himself and the members of his family. Two balls and two strikes. Shot up the middle. Holt can't make the play. So Gonzalez has singled to left and singled to center, and that'll bring up Kike Hernandez. Dodgers doing all the hitting. The game began. Mookie Betts singled, then Holt singled. They've had two more hits since. Betts is 2 for 2, and Shaw had a base hit. Dodgers now gathering, so each team has 4 hits, and the Dodgers lead 1-0. Hernandez single to left in the second inning. Shot up the middle. That is going to be through. Bogarts diving, trying to smother it, couldn't do. So they had back-to-back hits in the second inning, did Gonzalez and Hernandez, and they get back-to-back hits here in the fourth. Now in the second inning with 2 out, Ellis singled in a run. So here is Reddick, followed by Van Slyke, and then Ellis. For Reddick, as a Dodger, still looking for it, his first hit. Hit the ball hard, fly to center in the second inning. 0 for 13 as a Dodger. 2 on, nobody out. The corner's about even at the bag. That means Ortiz and Shaw. And you have Van Slyke on deck. And the strike. Reddick, a good hitter against right-handers. He has struggled against left-handers. 0-1. And line drive foul. The Reddick up there now, no balls and 2 strikes. We were talking about Rodriguez earlier and the fact they don't list his pitch count during the year. Brian Hagan, however, came up with it. He has made 100 pitches or more 3 times, and they're all back-to-back. 101, 101, 102. High and tied 1 and 2. So where is he right now? He's made 66 pitches with 2 on, nobody out in the 4th inning. Reddick with a 162 batting average against left-hand pitching. One-two pitch coming up. And down he goes. Fastball up and in. So that's 5 strikeouts for Rodriguez.
Number 33, Scott Van Slyke.
Scott Van Slyke will be coming up. So Josh Reddick goes down swinging. Now Van Slyke, who struck out in the second inning. 2 on, 1 out. Fourth inning, 1-0 Dodgers. That's a little low, ball 1. Fewest number of pitches for Rodriguez in a game, 75. And as we mentioned, 101, 101, 102 his last 3. And he's now up to 68. 1 ball and no strikes. Took a lot off that. Taken off about 8 miles. Van Slyke way out in front. Grant Dayton, a recently acquired pitcher for the Dodgers, left-handed, begins to throw now in the Dodger bullpen. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up. 2-1. Rodriguez due to lead off when the Red Sox come up in the 5th inning. 2-1. 2 on, 1 out, 1-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the 4th. Slicing fly ball to right. Betts were playing short, and Mookie puts it away. So 2 out. We'll see if Lightning strikes twice. In the second inning, Gonzalez and Hernandez singled. Reddick and Van Slyke made out. Ellis had a 3-ball count and singled in the run. So now in the 4th inning, Gonzalez and Hernandez back-to-back singles. Reddick and Van Slyke make outs. And Ellis coming up. Chris Taylor is on deck. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, going out to the mound for the Red Sox. For Ross Stripling, he has made 65 pitches in 4 innings. He pitched a game in the first inning when he fought his way out of a tough spot. Made 25 of his 65 pitches in the first inning. So he had the helmet on, bat in his hands, but it looks like he'll be done. 2 on, 2 out. By the way, Stripling in his young career has always had trouble in the 5th inning. His earned run average in the 5th inning is 12.7. So maybe that's why they decided not to let him pitch in the 5th inning. And here's Ellis, who's single left in the 2nd inning to drive in the only run of the game. 0-1. Ellis with a dozen RBIs, 1 home run. Eduardo Rodriguez trying to get the last out. Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits. Red Sox no runs, 4 hits. High fastball. 1-1. Don't forget tomorrow at 4:10. David Price and Brandon McCarthy. Two on, 2 out, and a high fly ball coming in for it, casually almost, Bradley Jr., and that'll be that. No runs, 2 hits. Dodgers lead 2. Stripling now looks like he's getting ready to go back out to the mound. It's 1-0 Dodgers. rookie All-Star shortstop Corey Seager Thursday, August 25th. Dodgers and Giants, and the first 40,000 in descendants received a Corey Seager bobblehead presented by your Southern California BMW centers. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions. Rodriguez leading off and promptly hits one just foul down the line. Well, the Dodgers were close to taking Ross Stripling out of the game, and statistically it made sense. I mention it again. His earned run average in his big league games goes through the roof in the 5th inning. His earned run average is almost 13 for the 5th inning. 1-1. Luis Avalon and not Dayton throwing now in the Dodger bullpen. Mookie Betts on deck. Foul ball, 1-2. For Rodriguez, it would be his first at bat this game. He struck out 0 for 1. And that'll do it. Big overhand curveball to take him. So 1 down, and now Mookie Betts. We've been talking about Mookie Betts since last night, because with that name Mookie, and baseball fans immediately think of Mookie Wilson, but no. NBA player Mookie Blaylock not only inspired Betts' parents when they were choosing a name, but do you remember when Mookie Blaylock was the original name of a group called Pearl Jam? Well, Pearl Jam may have changed their name, but their legendary debut was titled 10. That was Blaylock's uniform number, and what made it so very interesting, in the album 10, they had 11 songs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. One hopper right where Kendrick is. So they get Mookie for the first time. 2 down in the 5th inning.
Second baseman Brock Holt.
Brock Holt singled and hit into a force play. Holt made a wonderful play to take a hit away from Howie Kendrick. Brock 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. Playing for Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia was hitting .298, 12 home runs, 46 RBIs. Fouled a ball off his left leg last night, unable to play today. Little ground foul. So Pedroia, a star in his own right, always fun to watch. A very painful incident for him. He went down on his knees, got him on the left leg somewhere around the ankle. Not really specifically sure, but he was in a lot of pain. Now arms folded, sitting and watching in the dugout. Little dribbler to Gonzalez. Quick feed to Stripling. Very close. Good hustle on the part of Holt. So for Stripling, never mind that earned run average of 12.7 in the 5th inning. He got him down 1-2-3, and it's still 1-0 Dodgers. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by HBO. Hard Knocks training camp with the Los Angeles Rams Tuesday at 10 p.m. Kicking off August 9th on HBO. Number 9, Ted Williams of the Boston Red Sox, one of the great hitters the game has ever produced. A lot of times in Boston, they'd call him Teddy Ballgame, the kid. He was from San Diego. Line drive base hit by Chris Taylor to open up matters in the 5th. So in a sense, it's a good thing that Ellis made out in the 4th inning. That means they allowed the pitcher Stripling to pitch the 5th, and he could pitch a victory. When you talk about Ted Williams, his greatest accomplishment, the year 1941, we were all so busy watching Ted as the country neared going into World War II. There have been others to challenge: Gwynn, Brett, Ted himself again, and Carew. Can you imagine Williams hitting .388 16 years after he hit over 400? He was that kind of a player and a hero, a great pilot. I remember the late Jerry Coleman, God rest his soul, telling us a vivid story about a squadron of American planes coming back after an attack. It was during the Korean War. And all of a sudden they heard a pilot whose plane was in a lot of trouble, which meant he was in a lot of trouble as well. So when a pilot is in distress, everybody else stays off the intercom. Foul ball. And this pilot was describing the condition of the plane, the fact that it is really laboring, it's all shot up, having trouble keeping it in the air. And each pilot, listening to the dialogue, kept thinking, there but the grace of God go I. And anyway, they're all listening, praying for him, and hoping that the pilot would make it back. And despite the plane being shot up, he made it back. And when he landed, all the other pilots were interested. Who was the pilot who went through hell and landed the plane safely? They found out it was Ted Williams. 2-1 the count to Howie Kendrick. Lined out, grounded out, 0 for 2. It's 1-0 Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ball 3. So it's a nice little bit of fate. In the 4th inning, Ellis came up and flied out. If Ellis had extended the inning, Taylor would have batted for Stripling in the 4th inning. Stripling then would not have been the pitcher of record. But Ellis made out. Then Stripling retired the side in the 5th on 9 pitches and could steal a win. And ball 4. So Kendrick a walk. Runners at first and second. And Corey Seager grounded out and struck out. 81 pitches made so far. And Rodriguez appears troubled, and Carl Willis, the pitching coach, figures I better go out there and smooth down his feathers a little bit. So Willis pats him on the back like a Dutch uncle. 1 run, 6 hits for the Dodgers, no runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox, who had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 1st inning, and David Ortiz, the batter. They loaded up the right side. Ortiz hit the ball hard, looked like a base hit. Howie Kendrick made a sprawling stop on the grass and threw him out, and the Red Sox failed to score. Matt Barnes, a right-hander, now gets up in the Red Sox bullpen. Rodriguez, either annoyed, showing no signs of anger with the plate umpire. It's not as if he feels he's being pitched. But instead, 2 on, nobody out, and here's Seager. Line drive right by Ortiz and going all the way down in the corner. Scoring easily is Taylor. Stopping is Kendrick at third on a blistering double by Corey Seager. By the way, his 31st double of the year. So Corey Seager, a big double to drive in a run, and he crushed that. Ortiz never had a chance to do anything, but what was that? So Seager doubles. Kendrick stops at third. Scoring is Taylor. Dodgers lead 2-0. And the batter now, Justin Turner, with first base open. So Rodriguez gave up a run in the second inning, now gives up a run in the fifth. Down 2-0 to the Dodgers. And ball one. Two runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. Dodgers trying to return the favor, having been shut out last night. 1-1 to Justin. Red Sox here tomorrow, remember, at 4:10. That'll be the concluding game of their 11-game road trip. Going into this game, David Ortiz and company have won 5 of 9. Started in Anaheim, then to Seattle, and now here in Los Angeles. Another good fastball at 93. Now, when he got 2 strikes on Turner the last time in the first inning, the next pitch was up around the shoulders, and Turner went after it and struck out. We'll see if he tries to do that again. 85 pitches for Rodriguez. Two and two. That's an interesting mannerism that Rodriguez has with that right leg and right foot. He's not really striding in any direction. They're not going to call a balk on it, but that leg moves around a lot before he delivers. Ground ball to short. The runners hold. Bogaerts gets it over the first. The Turner grounding to short. 2 down. Adrian Gonzalez coming up.
First baseman Adrian Gonzalez.
Gonzalez single to left and single to center. Adrian, 9 home runs, 51 runs batted in, hitting .285. 1 out, first base open. And a little pop fly, shallow center, it's going to drop. A run will score, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Well, it's not fishing. You don't throw the little ones back. Adrian Gonzalez just a bloop into shallow center, and the Dodgers watch him go 3 for 3, scoring Kendrick. Seager got to third. Kike Hernandez coming up. Well, John Farrell, who knows all about heartbreak as a pitcher. Big John, the manager of the Red Sox from Monmouth Park, New Jersey. He's 6'4" and 210. He was a pretty good pitcher for Cleveland. In fact, John Farrell, when he was pitching, lost a no-hitter in the 9th inning. So he knows about the heartache. Rodriguez comes out. Dodgers lead 3-0. We'll be back. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop online at choosenissan.com. And by Children's Hospital Los Angeles. We treat kids better. 3-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Eduardo Rodriguez goes out making 88 pitches. He was in trouble in the second inning, in the fourth inning, and they finally caught him in the fifth inning. So now, Matt Barnes coming in to face the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez is due up, but Josh Peterson will bat for Kike. Barnes is from Bethel, Connecticut, went to the University of Connecticut. He's a big man, 6'4", 205-pounder. And Barnes now facing Jock Peterson. Peterson hitting .239, 16 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Dodgers at first and third. Gonzalez and Seager, and 1 out. And there goes Gonzalez on a fake. It was also part of a sacrifice. Gonzalez comes back. Peterson fouls it off. 0-1. Dodgers trying to beat the Red Sox and put a little pressure on the Giants, who have enough pressure as it is. They'll play later on in Washington. Matt Cain 3-6 against Steven Strasburg 15-1. Strike one pitch. 0-2. Barnes, who made his debut in the big leagues, pitching in Yankee Stadium, so a lot of people from Connecticut came down to watch it. 0-2. Light breeze has picked up to right field. And Peterson tried to bunt once, swings twice, comes up empty, and strikes out.
Right fielder Josh Reddick.
So Josh Reddick 0 for 2 checking in after Peterson goes down. Barnes, after the fatal shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School, he began the Matt Barnes and Friends Baseball Clinic for the children and community of Newtown, which held its third annual event at the Youth Academy and Fitness Center, trying to give something back to the community after that terrible experience. So Ross Stripling could get himself a victory today. Dodger bullpen riot for the moment. Avilan was up for a while. Grant Dayton is up now. So here's Reddick. And ball one. 1-0. Basically, the book on Reddick, fastball up to 98. Sharp curveball and a changeup. Red Sox had him scrap his slider. He also has a circle change, and if you're a left-hand hitter, you certainly have to be aware of that. First and third, 2 out. 1 ball and no strikes. That's a strike. 1-1. Fastball low at 97. 2 balls and 1 strike in the inning. Taylor pinch hit for Stripling and singled. Kendrick walked. Seager doubled in a run. After Turner grounded out, Gonzalez singled in a run. So the Dodgers put up 2 on the board and lead 3-0. 2-1 the count to Josh Reddick. 2-2. So the deuces are really wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2 in, and the Dodgers lead 3-0. Two and two. Fastball fouled away. So on the heels of the off-speed pitch, he comes back at 97. And Reddick just did get a little bit of it coming by. And ball 3. Trying to overthrow, and Barnes hit 99, but it didn't do him any good. Way outside of the strike zone. Scott Van Slyke waiting on deck. And a big pitch now to Josh Reddick. 3-0 Dodgers, 5th inning. Gonzalez at first, Seager at third, 2 out. There goes Gonzalez, foul back. Reddick, the 7th man to come to the plate. 2 in, 2 out, 2 on. Three and 2. Gonzalez goes, and line drive, stabbed and caught by David Ortiz. So Reddick, so frustrated, came so close to getting that first hit, which has proven to be so elusive, and Ortiz makes a big play to make the play and take the hit and more runs away from the Dodgers. So it's still 3-0. In 1961, Dodgers playing in the Coliseum against the Cubs, and Maury Wills, a switch hitter, hit his first home run of his career in the big league. It was over the screen. The screen in left field was 252 feet away from home plate and 42 feet high. Let's go back to this one. And a strike Grant Dayton making his debut as a Dodger. Jock Peterson taking over in center field after pinch hitting. High fly ball to right field. Reddick on his horse, playing it sideways. Clever way to play it, fighting the sun. The Bogarts goes 0 for 3 with a fly ball to right. And the batter now, David Ortiz.
First baseman David Ortiz.
Ortiz was robbed of a hit by Kendrick in the first inning. It would have driven in a run. Then he speared a Kendrick line drive in the bottom of the first inning. And then Ortiz in the third inning hit what I think he felt was going to be a home run, but it was a long fly ball caught by Scott Van Slyke right at the edge of the grass on the warning track. So David 0 for 2. Ortiz 528 home runs. 2-0. Playing first base today, that's news. Playing for the first time since August the 30th of last year at Citi Field in New York. The Big Papi on a 2-1 count. 2-2. Grant Dayton out of Madison, Alabama. 6'2", 200. 29 years old come the 25th of November. Left-handed all the way. 2-2. And Big Papi goes down, so he is 0 for 3. So Jackie Bradley Jr. has walked and flied to right. As we take another look, Ortiz had that pitch just eat him up. David will be 41, and I'm sure you know he is retiring this year. Baseball will grieve when he hangs him up. Bradley has walked, flied to right, takes a strike. And a high fly ball to right. Fighting the sun is Reddick. And really fighting it. And still somehow made the catch. Boy, that is art. It really is artistry to be able to play the ball with that sun. Reddick did a fine job. And at the end of 5.5, still 3-0 Dodgers. Look at the artistry of Josh Reddick using the glove, the bill of the cap, letting his center fielder know he's got it. But watch. Now the sun begins to hit his glasses. He turns his face away, but he had the glove so lined up with the ball, he made the catch. Wow. A big league play. Aaron Hill takes over at third. Travis Shaw, who had been at third, moves over to first. And we go into the inning with the Dodgers leading 3-0. So David Ortiz playing on bad feet. He has a foot specialist traveling with the ball club to try and keep the feet in shape to play once in a while. Today was once in a while. That foul ball got the plate umpire Chad Whitson. So they'll take a little bit of time till he's okay. Got him high up on that right arm. Umpires gathering to make sure Chad is okay. The umpire, of course, has a most difficult job, and not only during the course of a game. I mean, if you don't live in a major league city, the chances are, unless you, and they finally came up with a vacation of about 10 days or so, but before they came up with a vacation, if you didn't live in a major league city for the entire spring and summer and early fall, you were on the road. You were never home. Yeah, how about that return to the Coliseum? We were talking about Maury Wills and the fact that the screen back in 1961 was 252 feet from home plate. The screen itself was 42 feet high. We knew that Wills was a switch hitter against a left-hand pitcher, so it had to be, although I don't honestly remember, he had to be hitting right-handed, and he had to have hit a fly ball over the screen. Because I do remember Maury playing a game against the New York Mets in the Polo Grounds in New York, and he hit 2 home runs in that game, one left and one right. If you wonder, in his great career, Maury hit a total of 20 home runs. Ball 1 to Van Slyke. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. And that's foul back, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th inning. Dodgers scored a run in the 2nd inning and then added 2 more in the 5th. Check swing. Two and two. Check swing. 3-2. Van Slyke followed by Ellis, then followed by the pitcher, Grant Dayton. Three and two. Fastball hit up the middle, nobody there. So Van Slyke singles to go 1 for 3. And the batter now, A.J. Ellis.
Catcher, A.J. Ellis.
Dodgers now with 9 hits. 3 hits for a run in the 2nd. 3 hits for 2 runs in the 5th. A.J. single to drive in a run. Fly to center. 1 for 2. strike. 0-1. Grant Dayton on deck. Oh and 1. Matt Barnes out there picking up for Rodriguez. Oh and 1. 0 and 2. Red Sox come up in the 7th. Leon, Shaw, and Benintendi. One ball and 2 strikes. Remember tomorrow, a different starting time, 4:10. David Price, Brendan McCarthy, Rich Hill supposed to pitch. That blister came back, unable to make it. 1 and 2. Fastball foul back. Fastball at 96. Barnes' fastball has been clocked as high as 98. So you're looking fastball, curveball, and changeup. His changeup is not what you would expect. He throws it hard 80s. There goes the runner. It's a ball at the plate and an out at second base. So Van Slyke going on a pitch taken at the plate, and down he goes. Van Slyke, second time he's been caught. He's 1 for 3. Two and 2 the count to A.J. Ellis. I think the Dodgers might protest that, and now Roberts waves Ellis no, get back in the box. It was close, tag on the arm and the hand on the bag, but they had him. 2 and 2. Fouled away. And again, Barnes throwing hard at 97. They say his change, believe it or not, will be anywhere from 85 to 88. That is some change. But it is a change if he can throw up to 98, which is what he does and has done today. 2 and 2. Wow. Strike 3 called at 97. Say a reminder, Dodgers and Giants Tuesday, August 23rd through Thursday, August 25th. Don't miss the chase for the National League West title. And for tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. So 2 down here in the 6th inning. Dayton, the pitcher, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Ran from Alabama. He's a fastball, slider, and changeup. 0-2 the count. The catchers in the series, Leon, who just nailed Van Slyke, 10 of 22. Ellis, 8 of 28. Grandal, 17 of 56. That's going to be no swing. And the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Got him. All right, leadoff base hit, thrown out trying to steal, and the next two hitters strike out. And at the end of 6, as we look at the picture of Big Papi, it's Dodgers 3, Red Sox nothing. When you look at the Dodgers schedule, they're going to be busy. One more with the Red Sox tomorrow at 4:10. Then the Philadelphia Phillies come in for 3, following with an off day on Thursday. And the following weekend, the Pittsburgh Pirates are here. Then the Dodgers go out on the road to Philadelphia and Cincinnati before coming home. And what a tough home schedule. 3 with the Giants and 3 with the Cubs. Change up, ball 1. Leon, the switch hitting catcher, turning around now. As a left-hand batter, he was 0 for 2. Hit back to the box and flied to right. Another off-speed pitch. 2 changes in a row, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Dayton, fastball, slider, and a pretty good changeup. Fastball took off. 2-1. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Pedro Baez begins to warm up. We're in the 7th. Dodgers lead 3-0. Three and 1 to count. Robbie Ross, a left-hander, gets up now. In the Red Sox bullpen, they would hit for Barnes, who's due to bat 4th in the inning. 3-1. High foul ball out of play. 3-2 to Leon from Maracaibo in Venezuela. Three and 2. And checked on ball 4. So the Red Sox get their first runner since Shaw singled in the 4th inning. Shaw struck out and then singled, 1 for 2. And he's checking with Brian Butterfield, the third base coach. Ruben Amaro is coaching at first. So Amaro, who had a big job with the Phillies, now first base coach for Boston. And ball one to Travis Shaw. Dayton retired the side, striking out one in the 6th inning after Stripling went 5. That's foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think that's a little souvenir for the Red Sox broadcasters. Steve Lyons over there. I think he wisely dodged the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-2. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers, no runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. They had the bases loaded in the 1st inning, and really no other threat since. They had a base hit in the 3rd, 2-out single in the 4th, but nothing else. So Shaw striking out on pitches up, and we have 1 away. Second strikeout for Dayton, who can tell his grandkids that he struck out David Ortiz in the 6th. So Grant, 2 strikeouts. Benintendi coming up. He's the young fellow that everyone is amazed. Not only was he signed right out of school, but a huge signing bonus adding to the pressure. 0-1. Benintendi is only 22, just turned. His contract was for $3,590,400. 0-2. Signed last year out of the University of Arkansas. Left-handed all the way. I don't know, with that kind of money, you expect a guy to be really big. Then again, some of the better players with the Red Sox are 5'10" and under. Still 0-2. Hanley Ramirez comes out on deck. Benintendi passed up his hometown Reds. They selected him, but he went to Arkansas, and then the Red Sox came along, and bingo. And down he goes. So Benintendi is 0 for 3, 2 down in the 7th, and Hanley Ramirez will be coming up to bat for Barnes.
Infielder number 13, Hanley Ramirez.
So Hanley Ramirez played last night, was the only one, along with the pitcher, not to have a base hit. He walked, grounded out twice, struck out twice. A long 0 for 4, hitting .275. Ramirez playing perhaps with a sore left wrist. We mentioned it last night. After a game in Seattle, he went into the dugout down the steps towards the dressing room, slipped, and to try and cushion the fall, he put his left arm out, landed heavily on his left hand, and felt pain in the wrist. 0-1. 1-1. Hanley, 3-time All-Star. Tremendous ability. Two down, runner at first. 3-0 Dodgers, 7th inning. Foul ball, 1-2. Ramirez with his .275 batting average, 14 home runs, 62 RBIs. He has struck out 84 times. 1-2. 2-2. On deck, Mookie Betts. Leone at first with 2 out. Hanley swings and misses, walks away without his bat. Down he goes. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Grand Dayton, and at the end of 6 1/2, 3-0 Dodgers. Robbie Ross pitching now to Howie Kendrick. Slips a strike in there, 0-1. Robbie from Nicholsville, Kentucky, lives in Lexington. Misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kendrick lined to first. That's when Ortiz was playing. Grounded out and walked. Line foul. So Kendrick, with any kind of luck, would be 2 for 2 plus a walk. Instead, 0 for 2. Ross is 5'11", 185, 27 years old. The Rangers signed him, 2nd round pick, back in 08. Kendrick comes up empty, and down he goes. 1 out in the 7th.
Corey Seager.
Dodgers striking out a bit tonight, if I have it right. 9 strikeouts so far. Seager is one of them. 1 for 3. Had a big double in the 5th inning. Corey batting .304. And a strike. 0-1. Signed by the Rangers. Robbie Roy came up in 2012. Wound up with the Red Sox last year. 1 ball and 1 strike. Justin Turner on deck. 2-1. Two and 2. And a little ground ball to the right side. 2 down. And Justin Turner coming up. When the Red Sox bat in the 8th inning, Mookie Betts, then Holt, then Bogarts. Turner struck out, flied to right, grounded to short, 0 for 3. And ball 1. Kind of slipped that. It just missed a changeup. 3-0 to Turner. Fastball on the corner. 3-1. Ross stayed with the Rangers. Up and down, however, but in the organization each of the last 2 years. Jammed him, and Turner fortunate to just foul it off. Still 3-2. 2 down, bases empty in the 7th. Dodgers scored a run in the 2nd inning. 2 more in the 5th. Joe Blanton is throwing in the Dodger bullpen. And line drive, base hit to left field. So Turner, a 2-out single to go, 1 for 4, and that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez.
First baseman number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
Dodgers 3 runs on 10 hits. Boston no runs, 4 hits. Adrian has had a big day. He's 3 for 3. Single to left, single to center again. One ball and no strikes. Jock Peterson, who batted for Kike, is on deck. And a strike, 1-1. Adrian's base hit in the 2nd inning led off the inning and scored. And then his base hit in the 5th inning knocked in 1. 1-2 the count to the former Red Sox, the former Padre, the Dodgers, Adrian Gonzalez. One and two. And strike 3 call. The Gonzalez informed, and that'll be that. 2 strikeouts for Ross. He gives up a base hit and nothing else. And at the end of 7, 3-0 Dodgers. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers. 3-0 in favor of the Dodgers, and the Dodger fans delighted so far with what's going on. Joe Blanton will pick up now. He's the third Dodger pitcher, and starts Betts low, ball 1. So Stripling went 5. He is the pitcher of record. He could get the win. Then Grant Dayton pitched 2 and struck out 4. And here's Blanton. Betts singled in the first, singled in the third, grounded out in the 5th. Red Sox had a golden opportunity in the first inning. 2 on, nobody out. Bogart struck out. Ortiz looked like he had a base hit, and a great play by Kendrick took it away from him. Then after the walk to Bradley Jr., Leon the catcher came up and hit back to the box. And really that's the only noise the Red Sox have made today, way back in the first. Here we are in the 8th. 3-1 now to Mookie. Luis Avilan is up for a second time in the Dodger bullpen. 3 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. No runs, 4 hits for the Red Sox. Pretty tough to keep the Red Sox quiet. Ground ball, but right to Turner. And away. Red Sox have been shut out once at home and twice on the road. So the Red Sox have struck out the opposition 5 times, and they've been shut out 3 times. So Betts grounds out 1 away, and here's Holt. Brock Holt singled, hit into a force play, grounded out, a strike. Paid attendance on this Saturday afternoon, 47,696. Beautiful day. It was 79 degrees when the game started. Very light breeze blowing from left to right. Don't forget, tomorrow at 4:10, David Price, Brandon McCarthy. Breaking ball missed. 2-1. Blanton in his 53rd game. Brandon McCarthy be out there tomorrow. 2-1. 3-1. Blanton annoyed at himself. He missed away, but way away. 3-1 to Holt. 3-2. Blanton with a good earned run average of 2.7. His strikeout to walk ratio is a little better than 3-1. That's going down the line foul. 3-2. Blanton 17 walks, 54 strikeouts. Fastball hit to the hole. Back for it goes Seager. Got him. Boy, great play by Corey. Not only to go back to get it, but Holt runs very well as a left-hand batter, and he is just nipped at first barely. Big play by Corey Seager. That close. So 2 down. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3 coming up. So the ball club that was so impressive last night, 10 hits, 9 runs, 3 home runs, have been very quiet so far today. Since the first inning when they had the bases loaded, the Red Sox have had 2 singles since, with no one getting to second base. There's a line drive single by Bogaerts. So he goes 1 for 4.
Third baseman number 18, Aaron Hill.
Aaron Hill, in a double switch, came into the game play third, and Hill now is coming up in Ortiz's spot. Two out, 8th inning, 3-0 Dodgers, and a strike. Hill played third base last night, had 2 singles and walked 3 times. Scored a couple. On deck, Bradley Jr., who is 0 for 2. 0-2 the count. Hill, an old friend of the Dodgers, with Bradley on deck. So Blanton took care of Betts and Holt, gave up the single to Bogaerts, and way ahead in the house against Hill. Little slider, slow roller to Seager. He'll get it over to first in time. So Blanton, 3 ground balls and 1 single, no runs a hit and a man left. And at the end of 7 1/2, 3-0 Dodgers. The Dodgers baseball live with the MLB.com at bat. Download MLB.com at bat. That's the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. And Jock Peterson, followed by Reddick and Van Slyke. Ground ball wide to first. Up with it there, Shaw feeding his pitcher, Robbie Ray, and we have 1 down.
Right fielder,
Reddick and Van Slyke. When the Red Sox come up in the 9th inning, they have Bradley Jr., Leon, and Shaw. The game is in the hands of Ross Stripling. He went the required 5, did not give up a run, and could pick up a victory. Big slow curveball in there. 0-1. 3-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th, one away. That's a stroke job into right field, and there it is. Reddick's first base hit. And he throws his hands high in the air. I think they're going to ask for the ball. I think he'd like to have his first hit recorded on a ball, the date, time, etc. He was 0 for 15 and comes up with a single. And it barely got out of there. It was a close play just over the glove and threw into right field. Hooray.
For the Red Sox, number 11.
So they get the ball and throw it out, and that'll be in his locker. They're going to change pitchers. We'll be right back.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes.
Out of the bullpen, you may remember it was the first day of September in 2007, and Clay Buchholz pitched the 17th no-hitter in Boston Red Sox history against the Baltimore Orioles. He was the first Red Sox pitcher ever to throw a no-hitter. At one time, he thought he was going to make it as a shortstop, and the best thing ever happened to him. His college coach said, "No, go to the mound." Ball one to Van Slyke. Struck out, flied to right, and singled. 1 for 3. One ball and no strikes. And foul ball. Buchholz wears number 11. It was actually a number he started wearing when he was 8 years old. And as Buchholz said, it was either that or 21. 21 was my dad's number, but I decided asking for that would bring too much extra attention because 21 was worn by, hello, Roger Clemens. No one has worn it ever since. So he settled for 11. Clay has one tattoo. It's a handprint of his daughter. One ball and one strike. 3-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 8th. That's in there. Buchholz is 6'3" and 190. He'll be 32 the 14th of August. He lives in Lumberton, Texas, where he was born. 1-2. One out, Reddick at first. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One thing the Dodgers have been doing today, they have struck out a bit. Dodger hitters have gone down on strikes 10 times, but they're winning 3-0. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In there. Van Slyke frozen at the plate. strikes out a second time, goes 1 for 4. The Buckholz now
Pitcher number 17, A.J.
a strikeout, and with 2 down, A.J. Ellis. Chase Utley is out on deck if they get to Blanton's spot. Ellis has singled, flied to center, and struck out. Dodgers, of course, have Kenley Jansen in the wings. And a strike, 0-1. A.J. 1 for 3. It was a big hit. Single to left to drive in the first run to make it 1-0 Dodgers back in the second inning. 0-1. One and one. Yes, Buckholz, what was your first job? He said, I waited tables at a Mexican restaurant. Of course, he is from Texas. 1-1. And there's a ground ball to short. Bogart's quick flip to second, and that'll do it. So in the 8th inning, no runs, 1 hit, a man left. And we're going to the 9th. Bradley, Leon, and Shaw, 3-0 Dodgers. And so has Kenley Jansen. For the first time in a while, the Dodgers trying to put a little pressure on the Giants. The Dodgers 2 games back. Should Jansen hold off the Red Sox, the Giants will take the field against Steven Strasburg, who is 15-1. So if the Dodgers pick up the win today, chances are they would be 1 game back when they play the Red Sox tomorrow at 4:10. We'll see. Jackie Bradley Jr. has walked twice, flied to right, and takes a strike. Bradley, a solid .290, 17 home runs, 62 RBIs. He has hit safely in 4 in a row, and 0 for 2 tonight. Little foul, out of play. Bradley has done very well in intra-league games. Last night, he had a base hit. He is 17 of 20 in intra-league games. 0-2. High fastball at 94. Bradley, a tough man in a tough game. Should he get aboard, he's 20 for 21 in stolen base attempts in his career. 1-2. Fouled away. Kenley Jansen trying to close up shop. 3-2 with a great earned run average of 1.3, and he has 32 saves. Ground ball, foul. Still 1-2. Prior to last year, Bradley struggled a great deal in interleague games, but not anymore. Prior to last year, he hit 185. And down he goes. For Jansen, his numbers are truly remarkable. 43 walks and 126 strikeouts. Sandy Leon, the catcher, hit back to the box fly to right and walk, coming off a big game last night when he had 4 runs batted in. By the way, in looking at the walk and strikeout ratio, I was looking at the raw column. That's a strike. Jansen 7 walks, 61 strikeouts. Imagine. Better than 8-1. Foul back. Leon had an opportunity to pick up his hero role from last night. He came up with 2 out and the bases loaded in the first inning. And that was against Ross Stripling. And Leon hit meekly a little ground ball just to the right of the mound. And Stripling picked it up and lobbed it over to first. That was the one big chance the Red Sox have gotten to get on the board. Foul ball. 0-2. On deck, Travis Shaw. Remember, the Giants will start at 4:05 our time. About 9-10 minutes from now. Matt Cain 3-6. Steven Strasburg 15-1. That one loss administered by the Dodgers to Strasburg in Washington. One and two. And down he goes. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So 2 out on strikeouts. And the batter is Shaw. So Jansen 1 out away from his 33rd save. For the Dodgers, would be a good win for them because they have lost 3 of their last 4 games. And it'll be up to the Giants to beat Strasburg later today in Washington. Shaw struck out twice, single to right, and a strike. They don't overload their outside, but still Kendrick, with nobody on base, is 20 feet into right field. 0-1. 0-2. So the machine that is known as Kenley Jansen comes in, strikes out Bradley Jr., strikes out Leon, and now the crowd wants him to wipe away the entire thing with another strikeout to end the ninth. For the Red Sox, watching the amazing Kenley. Ball 1. Jansen, who appears to have picked up from Mariano Rivera with that cutter. 1-2. Got him. He strikes out the side. Of course, huh? So